So Bhairavi is another name for Kundalini. She sits at your Swadhisthana, your sexual energy, waiting to wake up your spine and travel to the Agya to receive the alchemical wedding with Shiva. It's an alchemical wedding, right? This is what it is. That this body makes love to its ultimate consciousness. And this is the alchemical wedding. This tradition of the alchemical wedding is in every part of society, everything from Egypt to Hermetics to India. That I can seek union with consciousness, with the mind behind the whole thing. But before I go into this, I wanted to show you a grid that tells you where I come from philosophically, so you understand why I'm teaching this and where I'm coming from. Because I'm not your usual tantric or usual yogi. I'm not. I'm a esoteric seeker. And I travel around looking at different things. And so if we look at this grid, I want you to just have a look with me. And if you can't read it, don't worry, I'll explain it. At my core, I started as an existentialist. That means that, I was very much into Nietzsche and Sartre and Camus and Beauvoir and Heidegger and Kierkegaard in my early youth, and Taoism, and I studied everything. But I was very drawn to this existential idea that the world is ridiculous. It is inherently meaningless, The first thing I thought was that how ridiculous the world is, And so as soon as I realized that that's what I was thinking, I realized that I was either a Monty Python fan or an existentialist. I was one of the two. And I went off and studied them, right? And the meaning is created by me. So the existentialist said, no, it's up to you to determine how well and beautifully you're going to live this life. And you have to live an authentic life by creating your own essence, right? And then the ego is the center of freedom and the agent responsible for creating that meaning. Philosophical inquiry, introspection, and courageous lived action. You've got to be out there doing the courage stuff, right? And primary method is philosophical inquiry, introspection, lived action. Metaphysical foundation is mostly atheistic. That means there's no need for a creator God. And it rejects pre-existing frameworks. That means God is dead, basically, as Nietzsche said, And this was very powerful for a young man in my 20s and early 30s. Nietzsche, Sartre, they influenced me heavily, even though I was reading about Kundalini and things like that. But then I was drawn to Advaita Vedanta as well, because unlike Buddhism, that gave the hope of an intelligent mind behind the universe, right? This idea of Brahman. And so when I looked at that, there were certain things I didn't like. This idea of illusion, that everything is a construct, right? That was, it felt real to me, that one has to pierce the veil of illusion. Then one realizes liberation by realizing that you are that absolute Brahman. Then I'm ignorant of my true meaning, right? Avidya. So that reminded me a bit too much of Christianity and other traditions that said, I am a sufferer, I am a sinner, I'm ignorant, I really didn't like that at all, right? And it's the path of knowledge, self-knowledge, jnana, right? And it's non-dual idealism, meaning it is an idealistic philosophy, that there is a beautiful thing we can transcend to, just like we did, who were with me on Sunday, we did that with Ramana, right? And then the teachings of Upanishad, Adi Shankara, Swami Vivekananda, Ramana, these were all the great teachers of that tradition, right? And then I was very drawn to Tantra because of Shakti primarily, and Shiva, and this idea of that why can't this liberation be fun? Why can't it be lived in the body? Why can't it be beautiful, right? So I was drawn towards this idea that we are part of a conscious universe, but not a God like in the Christian idea, but a single vibrant consciousness. Yes, I like that. Vibrating with me, Shakti, Spanda, dancing with me. I like that. I recognize it as this is all reality is that. Ooh, that means I'm part of a fabric, a network, a pattern. Liberation is through recognizing who I really am. Ooh, I like that. Self-recognition. That was very cool. Then limited contraction of universal consciousness. That means we're still, illusion is there, but it's separateness, not that I'm not that. And then direct practices, meditation and sensory awareness through the body. Non-dual theism, reality is one dynamic, all-encompassing consciousness. I love that. And then these were teachers that really helped me, were Abhinav Gupta, Ajit Mukherjee, Arthur Avalon, Guruji Amritananda. And then I came through that to Sri Vidya and Bhakti. And then I discovered Sri Aurobindo, who integrated more or less all three schools in a way, Advaita Vedanta Tantra and Western philosophical traditions. So I found, as I came to this work now with all of you, I come from this journey, right? This journey of a kind of nihilist to a vibrating, dancing universe. I love it, you know. And once you begin to see that, then you can still be Vedantic, because you can still be nihilistic and still try your best to do what you can in the world and fix it, you know, and live well, because maybe you'll just pop it after death, and who knows, there's nothing left to do. But also this tantric thing that says the whole universe is intelligent and I can tap into it, right? And I can dance with it. Now that, so in a typical day, I switch between these three, right? In a typical day. It depends on what I've eaten, or what I'm feeling, or who I'm talking to. It'll depend, right? Then I tried, I can do the 4 yogas, or the 6 parts of integral yoga, you know. But that didn't satisfy either, you know. Am I a Gyan yogi? Am I a Bhakti yogi? Am I a, Raja yogi? Am I, I get it. But I'm really, fuck it all. I don't want any of that shit, right? And I think that all of us, I think all of you are here because you go through a similar bipolar, schizophrenic nature of trying to figure out who you are, right? And what your role is in this cosmos, and what you're going to do, you know, and do I have a heart that'll open and heal me, you know? So when I read Lakshman Ju's The Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, I read a version of it by Osho, right? And I didn't like it. Osho's one was irritating because it was trying to be Zen. And I thought, nah, something's wrong, something's missing there. Then I read Lakshman Ju's version, and it was extremely tedious, but it was powerful. And I read it, and I thought, this is where they stole everything from. All the Hatha yogis, all the Kundalini yogis, all stole it from here. This is where they got it. This is the source code for all Tantra. And that was and then I found out it was written by a woman. So then I said, Shakti, yay, And I think that really surprised me, was that, and then I went deeper and I found that some of the best verses in the Rig Veda are also written by a woman, by Bhagambini, right? Some of the, and where and Isis and, all the goddesses of Egypt, all the Sumerian goddesses, were always saying one thing, right? And this was a profound realization that led me even more to Shakti, was that who am I? Aham. I am this nature. I am this cosmos. I am these gods. I am everything. And that, the first person ever wrote it was in the Rig Veda. A woman in the Rig Veda wrote that. I am the God that you worship. I am the wood that you burn in the fire. I am all these things, right? And Tantra comes from that, right? And then you get this, 2,000-year gap, and it comes back with the Vigyan Bhaira Tantra and other tantras in the 8th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th century. And when Kayurvati kind of compiled this in the 8th and 9th century, this became the manual for all yogis around India and Siddha masters to learn and practice, right? And it was literally a haiku manual on how to practice in any moment of life, right? Beautiful, isn't it?